Hi everyone, it's Rax, and one question that I'm getting all the time is how are you going to level up in Season 17? What's the fastest way to do it, and do you know any tricks? Well, I'm going to answer all that for you right now, and let's start off with the big trick for leveling in Season 17. Now, on the PTR, the Challenge Rift, which is the challenge that is released every week where you're given a build, you beat a rift in a certain time, and then you get a bag of rewards. Those rewards have been buffed. And you now get 35 Death's Breaths in that bag, which is extremely significant for the start of a season. So let me show you what you would do at the beginning of a season to potentially get a multiplier that will make your character just dominate leveling to 70. So let's pretend that I have finished the challenge rift and I claim my rewards here and I opened it up and it gave me 35 Death's Breaths and it also gave me some bounty materials and some money and some crafting materials because that's what comes in that reward. So right after you complete the challenge rift, you'd open all of that, and the first thing you'd do is you'd level up your blacksmith all the way to 12. Okay? That's 2 of our 35 Death's Breaths down the drain. Now, every single class can craft something. For Necro, I'll show you it's going to be a 2-handed scythe. Upgrade it in the cube, and then cube that power. And you kind of want to strategize what you're going to do there because you can only do that whole set one time to try to get a massive boost. So, on a Necro, you'd go here, you'd go to weapons after I completed my challenge rift. You'd go to 2-handed scythe and you'd make one. Here we go. There it is. It doesn't even matter what it is. Then you walk over here and you go to recipe number 3. By the way, you have to go get Kanai's cube, by the way. Go run and go get that. So remember, we started with 35. We've already spent 2, so we're down to 33. This is going to cost 25 Death's Breaths to upgrade this scythe to a legendary. Okay, so here we go. Fill it up, and boom. Okay. I got Maltorius's Petrified Spike. But look what it does. Bone Spear costs 40 essence and deals 685% increased damage. Imagine if I had that the whole time leveling up, I would just use Bone Spear and dominate everything. So now what we can do, now that we have 35, is we can go over to recipe 1, and we have enough to cube it. 2 for the blacksmith, 25 from recipe 3, 5 from recipe 1. So we still have 3 extra Death's Breaths. We go here, we fill it up, and now we have this power at the start of the season. And now I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to cast Bone Spears the whole time I'm leveling up, and I do 700% increased damage. That's unbelievably OP. So, to illustrate this, let me drag this over, and let me show you why you would do 2-handed scythes for a Necro. You could either get Raylina's Shadowhook, which will essentially double your damage no matter what you use, and then you just use pets. You could get the one that we just get. We'd use Bone Spear, obviously. You get Bloodtide Blade. I actually did a stream where this is the one that I got, and I leveled up extremely fast with Bloodtide Blade using Death Nova. Again, it's another multiplier. We're looking for a damage multiplier for some skill. And then this one's very interesting. It would still be a good one, and every poison skill you use increases the damage of your poison skills by 95%. So you just pick all skills with poison, and then you just dominate, okay? So let me show you one other example. So if you weren't a Necro, let's say you were a Demon Hunter. Daggers. Beautiful news. When you upgrade a one-handed dagger as a Demon Hunter, you can only get 2 of these. Carlay's Point is going to make Impale do massive damage, so that's an amazing one. And the only other choice is Lord Greenstone's Fan, which makes your Fan of Knives do massive damage. So with a Necro upgrading two-handed scythes and a Demon Hunter upgrading one-handed daggers and cubing the power, they both have a 100% chance to get an awesome multiplier for leveling up. So what would you do on the other classes? I made a little spreadsheet for you. Here we are. So, and then I ranked them all. Necro's going to be number one, I think, because their multipliers are insane and they have pets. Necros are just going to be amazing for this. Right up there with them is Demon Hunters, as we just explained. They both have a 100% chance to get a good item. Just realize this is 4, this is 2. Those are backwards. We're editing on the fly. I think the third best class would be Witch Doctor. Now, you should try it with a Mojo because the ceremonial daggers are not that good. You only have a 2 out of 10 chance to get something that's going to give you a good multiplier for leveling up. But I still think the reason that Witch Doctors will be third is they have a lot of pets and they're extremely strong at maintaining their massacre bonuses with all of their different spells. So even if you don't hit the jackpot here, I still think Witch Doctors will level up very fast. Wizards, I'll put them in the middle. The one-handed wands have a decent chance to give you something that you need. And again, wizards have things like Hydra, and they have some really good buffs that help them leveling up. I think wizards will have a decent time as well. Barbs in fifth, they have the third best chance to get something decent. Some of them are on not the best skills like Bash, but you can't argue with an insane multiplier. Barbs have the Ancients. They have Wrath of the Berserker. They won't be too bad. And then rounding it out here, we got Monk and Crusader. Again, go for these. Try to get lucky. And if you don't get lucky, I think they're going to have a tough time getting to 70, but they'll make up for it when they're past that stage because they're very strong characters once they level up. All right, now that we know what we want to build and upgrade and cube, the next thing you're going to want to do is run to the blacksmith, and you're either going to want to craft a bow or a two-handed axe. So I'll do a two-handed axe. Important, not a two-handed scythe, nothing else, just a two-handed axe or a two-handed bow. And what you're looking for is any two-handed axe that has a secondary that is either a chance to stun or freeze, something like that. Some kind of movement impairing effect, okay? So this one is perfectly fine. 3.4% chance to stun on hit. Now, we're going to level up our Mystic, and we're going to do a little trick. Come over here, and you're going to want to roll the secondary that is not your chance to slow or hit. So we're going to want to pick this one. Okay, it's got to be a secondary, one of the ones at the bottom, that is not your slow or your freeze or your stun. Here's why. What we want to get is reduced level requirement, so I can use this 3000 DPS weapon at a very low level. Now, let's see what happens. If I choose to re-roll the stun on hit, look how many different things that I can get. That's a lot of different choices, right? But if you leave this movement impairing effect on and you re-roll the other thing, notice how there are barely any choices because you can't have two movement impairing secondaries. So you go here and you roll, and you want the biggest reduced level requirement that you can find. And it's going to take a couple of rolls, or in my case, it didn't take many at all. So now I have my item in my queue, and I have this 3000 DPS weapon that I can use at level 43. That's how you win. One final topic I want to cover, and I'm going to cover it quickly, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. There are so many leveling guides out there that point out a lot of interesting tricks and a lot of different methodologies to leveling to 70 in the fastest way. There is keeping up your massacre bonuses in the halls of agony and the fields of misery, Some suggest doing bounties. Some suggest logging in, looking for the Zoltan Cool bounty, killing him, killing the ad, using the explosion from the level up to kill the other one, opening the chest. I have tried all of this. I have tested all of this. And I'm telling you, from my own advice to you, just do rifts. Rifts are almost as fast. They require no mental thought. And they are the most reliable way to get a good stream of yellow items. Just do rifts. At level 7, the fence vendor is going to unlock damage rings, the ability to buy damage rings. He's all the way over here. Any vendor in any act that ends in the fence, go here and just see if you can get plus damage rings and amulets. I believe that's at level 7, and I believe the amulets are level 10. Other than that, just spam rifts, and every single level that you unlock a new two-handed axe or two-handed bow to craft, just craft it. Okay, so here are all the different levels that you can craft a new two-handed axe on until you get your amazing 3000 DPS weapon at level 43. And I would level up on hard difficulty until you reach either your cubed items skill or until you reach level 43, and then you can pump it up to at least Torment 1, and that will get you to 70 very quickly. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I stream every single day, so come check me out on Twitch, and in Season 17, I'm going to be playing religiously on a Necro at the start, but I'll probably end up playing anything. If you have any questions, stop by or just leave a comment, and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much.